Welcome to College Kid Reacts. I'm that college kid, and today we are reacting to none other than the boxing family doc himself, Dr. Mike, offer his nephew some college advice. I just completed my first year of college, so I'm practically a college expert myself. See, here's my certification. Well, without further ado, poo weep. Get it? It's pee whoop backwards. Never mind.
After the summer.
College?
Today I'm going to be giving you college advice.
You think I need it?
I think you most definitely need it. You've barely made it this far.
So right there, out of the gate, Dr. Mike roasts his nephew like that. Doing him dirty.
What are you going to be? What's your major?
Hopefully business. Sports management, maybe.
Sports management, huh? Who's he want to be? The next Mark Cuban? Owning an NBA team, huh?
What does that mean?
I don't know. Take care of people in sports and business. Financials and stuff.
Financials?
Yeah.
You're going to get them bank.
I mean, that's the goal.
How?
Same way I get you bank. This smile right here.
This smile?
Cut that one out. Let me give a quick rundown.
Okay.
So we have thrifted cargo pants.
Thrifted cargo pants?
Yeah.
Where did you thrift them from?
Some small shop in New York. Thrifted
Okay.
t-shirt.
When you say you thrifted it, what does that actually mean?
You know what thrifting is?
Like you go to a thrift store, but what does that actually mean?
Yeah. So that.
Like whose is it?
I don't know.
What if the person who wore this shirt before you really smelled?
I mean, that'd be unfortunate again.
What does your shirt say without looking at it?
I don't know. I couldn't care less.
What? So what do you think it says?
I'm
Wait, don't look at it.
I don't know.
What do you think it? Don't look at it. Stop looking at it. You can't read upside down anyway.
Exactly. A ring. This is from Amazon. This is from Grilled.
Is it for Prime? It's Prime Day.
I don't know.
I'm joking. Go ahead. What about that headband?
This?
Is that your girlfriend's?
No. I don't have a girlfriend. It's for when I play basketball. I put my hair up if it gets in my eyes.
Oh, you get like a rat tail going?
I get like a,
Can I see it?
No,
Can you do
we're
it?
not gonna do that.
Why? Come on, I want to see
It
it.
looks a little funny.
It could be perfect for a thumbnail.
No, we're not gonna do that.
Okay, so that was the first minute and a half of it. It was talking about his nephew's pants and other attire. So that was unexpected beginning, but this kid out here wearing cargo pants, I'm just right now in my shorts, wearing my chosen shirt and my Apple Watch. So yep, that's my attire with that. But look at him, he's a basketball player. Sounds very familiar. I played 4 years of basketball with my high school. And he also doesn't have a girlfriend. Married to my books. Oh, and look at that segue. Right into buying books.
Have you checked any tips on how to like function well in college, how to succeed?
Well, there's one thing.
What's
Do you
that?
know that the Rate the Professor app?
Yeah, okay, it's
So-
a good app. I didn't know about it when I first started college.
I don't know. I think it's definitely a good app.
Okay, we'll stop right there. The Rate My Professor app, I should have gone on sooner for my accelerated chemistry class. I went on, found out my professor's name, and see these mile-long comments about saying how terribly difficult they are as a professor. They were truthful, mostly, but he taught me how to work definitely harder in college. So yes, if you want to check out your professors, go to ratemyprofessor.com or download the app, and you might be able to get the inside scoop on what classes to avoid. Good tip. Let's move on.
Also, I'm sure you've seen Don't Buy Textbooks. They're available online for cheap.
Online and just like
Used.
used ones, yeah.
I'm probably going to go on record and say I don't think I opened any of my textbooks ever that I purchased. Unless you need them, don't buy them. Well, actually, tell people where you're going to school.
I'm going to Indiana. Indiana Bloomington.
Okay, so he's going to Indiana. And I mean, going back to the books comment, Dr. Mike, disappointed in him right now, but I would agree that you need to prioritize which textbooks are for classes that you actually need to know what the textbook material is on. So if it's some general philosophy class where you have in-group discussions for the book, it's nice to be able to find them since they're classics. Most of them are found free online. If you have a hard time reading online, you can print them out. I bought books on Amazon. They're pretty cheap for those type of philosophy. For larger size textbooks like my biology textbook, we only read like 200 pages of this 1,000+ page textbook. So it'd be nice if they broke them up into smaller chunks when you don't use the rest of the textbook. But Fortunately, with my ROTC stipend, I got a $1,200 book stipend each semester, so I got to buy my books pristine, new, didn't have to worry about used old books with their pages torn out and markers scribbled all over them. But seeing that that's definitely not the case for everyone, I definitely think eBay and other secondhand sites with free shipping is great to look for textbooks, and always try to find just cheapest option that fits you. And then you can always resell them at a later time. Some colleges, like my own, they resell your textbook at the end of the year. And yeah.
Your daddy.
Who taught you that?
You didn't know that? Who's your daddy?
Yeah, but who's teaching you that?
It's a phrase. It's a phrase.
Unacceptable.
Kelly School of Business has one of the best business schools.
But you're splitting with your twin.
Syracuse and Indiana aren't that far. They're not.
Do you need Atlas?
Do I need Atlas? Do you need a map?
Yeah.
One's like Midwest and one's like Northeast.
Okay, so you gave very different directions just now.
No, because it's only, you can drive there.
You can drive to California too, but you know that's really far from
really
here, right?
far. That's like a 7-hour drive.
It's a 7-hour drive.
I think it's.
So if I'm gonna fact check you right now that it's a 7-hour drive from Syracuse to IU.
Let's see. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I didn't check it. I mean, 1 day drive is fine. Yo, if I'm right, I need 20 push-ups in this suit.
My guy.
All right, it's 10 hours. It's not that bad.
10?
Almost 11.
It says 11.
No, it says 10:50.
Who's paying for tuition?
Right now we have no one paying for tuition.
What do you mean, it's free?
No, I'm gonna have to get loans.
Okay, right there. Those darn loans. First thing that you should look into going to college, unless you're wanting to become a graduate program type student, if you're only trying to get your 4-year degree or even 2-year associates or something like that, try to minimize the cost. Go to a community college or someplace which has drastically lower costs, and even those public institutions out there, because the loans are just insane, and you're left paying them for the next quintillion years, and that's just no fun, right? So I highly suggest not taking out loans. Join the military like I did. Get all your schooling paid for. Serve a little time. But no, if you have other options, again, try to strike those scholarships. You can even get scholarships while in college. Working helps. Work studies through your college or institution. There's a lot of ways to pay. I know it's very challenging, but biggest thing is try and minimize those loans. Let's hear what else is going on.
So you're paying for tuition?
Yeah.
That's you?
Yeah.
You nervous about it?
What?
You nervous about it?
Nervous about what?
Taking out loans.
Not really.
You gotta pay that back.
Okay, I will eventually.
How?
What do you mean how? You work. I already had jobs.
I mean, I was nervous. What job did you have?
Well, okay, you want me to get into this?
Yeah.
Right, so first, I was a lifeguard, doing chest compressions and all that. Yeah, running the family, right? So we were doing that. Then the next job was, I just did like a little babysitting gig. Then the third job was, I was a basketball counselor. And then fourth job, I worked at a rec and was a referee and a scorekeeper.
So you went from a very intense job of being a lifeguard saving lives to keeping score at basketball games.
Yeah.
Whew. Dr. Mike saying that going from being a lifeguard to being a basketball ref isn't intense as a referee. Ooh, I don't know what games he's been to, but mine got heated. Those of us better know black belt karate, or else they're going to get destroyed by the players. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there on that basketball court. Whew. And the funniest thing was that every game, each team would always say the ref is against my team. It's stacked in the other team's favor. But if both teams are saying it, who's correct?
So you could say you're improving.
I was making more money.
Do you know your tuition
Yeah.
cost?
Yeah.
How much is it?
Well, it's different.
Yearly.
I mean, it's different. Like, you're talking about the tuition
When you say
cost?
different, you have to say different between what?
Okay.
Wow. And back to the ill-informed financial decisions. And didn't he just say he was thinking of also going to a financial major? But this kid, so tuition varies. Yes, that is true, year to year. My college, sad to say, but it just bumped up its tuition due to this fun thing called inflation. So that is definitely something to look into when you're trying to continue the next year. Make sure that you try to get the lower rates, and if they do increase your tuition, know how much they're raising it. Also, meal plans can be deceptive because you don't know how much they're raising those. But again, do your research before going to a college. This guy, wow.
You're dorming.
Yeah.
It's your first time living away from Mama Bear.
Mm-hmm.
You nervous?
Not really.
What do you think that's going to be like?
Nothing crazy. I've lived by
No?
myself before.
Yeah, so probably one of the biggest fears of incoming college students is dorm life. Carroll College, I mean, small private institution, we have these small doubles, hallway of about 30 doors at least, so that doubled about 60 students in my hallway. And in our rooms, probably about 14 by 10 or something. Not terribly small, like Dr. Mike just said, his was so tiny. But we have sink, and yeah, so that is something where I fortunately had a pretty nice roommate. And then because of my early ROTC wake ups at 5:30 in the morning, he's like, I can't get enough sleep. So we just said, hey, I'm out. And I fortunately got the room for the rest of the year after those few weeks. So that was kind of cool having the dorm all to myself. But it is something where you try to just find out where your a roommate likes to study. If you like to be out of your room, then a roommate that stays in the room is okay. But both of you like going in the same place or there's a lot of conflict, take it up with your room assistant, the RA on the floor. They'll handle it. Usually just work something out.
First mistake I've seen people make that I want you to avoid. And I'm not saying don't get into a relationship in college.
Yeah.
I'm saying don't get into a relationship in college right off the bat.
No, that's fine. I've never even been in a relationship ever, so.
Okay, I'm not saying don't get in a relationship. What people do is they get in, they meet new people, they find someone they like, they just hang out with them all the time, and then
You
because
have
of
no
them,
friends, yeah.
they have no friends.
No, yeah.
So
See,
you
that's
gotta
not-
make friends.
Relationships. Bros forever. Form those strong relationship. Girls, you know what? I'll just be right back. Okay, so I'm back. As I was saying with relationships, yes, form solid relationships. Try to meet as many people as possible during your first weeks in college because the people you meet earliest who you click with will most likely become your best friends throughout the rest of your 4 years or however long you spend in college. But the second type of relationship, the more amorous type, is what I wrote a chapter on in my book as a also dating expert, like my very official college expert title, is to explain the difficulties and advantages of having those types of relationships in higher education and in high school and other times like that, where I go through different testimonies from my friends. And I would say be wary, know that those types of relationships can be very challenging and very beneficial at the same time if there's someone who helps you get through those 4 challenging years.
Are you gonna have a car out there?
No.
How are you gonna get around?
I mean, it's on campus mostly, so you don't have much to do off campus.
Do you want me to get you a car?
I mean, if you can, yeah.
Yeah, I can.
I mean, yeah, no, it'd definitely be useful. I've never had cars, so.
Okay. All right. Well, it doesn't seem like you're that excited about it, so I
No,
guess
of
we'll
course
just pass
I want
it.
one.
No, it's
I
all right.
want a
It's all
car.
right. I was gonna give you my car, but
Look at that. Like, Dr. Mike asked him, do you want a car? He's like, I guess. That'd be nice. Like, you know what? If your time I'd be like, oh yeah, Dr. Mike, you want to get me a car? Please. Yeah, I kind of am in need of one. But this kid I can't tell if he's extremely spoiled or just trying to act for the camera. But either or. Is he getting a car? Probably, to be honest. Yeah.
No.
you're going to school on no money.
No, I've made a solid.
You wrote an IOU to IU, and that's how you're going to school.
Yeah, pretty much. But this IOU comes with interest and later taxes and more interest and the whole payment. So, I mean, yeah, an IOU, if that's what you want to call it.
Where did I have troubles in college? Okay, getting involved. Are you gonna join clubs?
Yeah, I'll join some clubs.
Yeah. Like I wanted to play college sports.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, you can't, because you're just taking too many credits.
Wow. That's unknown to me, is that he took so many credits that they wouldn't let him join clubs. I don't know if that was his pre-med advisor just strongly advising him not to, or if the college actually has a specific rule against it. No rule that I've ever heard of. I mean, I took 20 credits this last semester, and I was still able to do track and field and ROTC. It was a fight all the way through, but there was no one banning me from it. So all I can say is, I guess, also going back to the book with the first chapter called Involvement. Definitely involve yourself in clubs, activities. Again, it helps you outreach your social network, helps you find more outlets for all the stress and anxiety you'll do and occur during classes. And yeah, I just say get involved.
Put like the dye in.
I'll just shave my head.
Shave your head? What?
Yeah.
Let's have it happen. First, Mr. B shaves his head because he lost a challenge. Now Dr. Mike shaves his head. Make it happen.
Don't know about it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow, you're dripping.
Not good with you?
Yeah.
My God.
Well, that was giving my nephew realistic college advice by the man, the myth, the legend himself, Dr. Mike. And suffice to say, that was kind of underperforming. To go from talking about clothing to rejecting fancy cars to finding the distance from Syracuse to his university, that was apparently all college advice. So wear cargo pants, create a scholarship for guesstimating the 7 hours it takes to drive from Syracuse to IU, and apparently don't reject Lambos offered by famous YouTube doctors. So those are the 3 tips by Dr. Mike in this video. And in all reality and honesty, what the few points he did hit were very, very pertinent for upcoming college freshmen. Is that 1, yes, try to save as much as possible on textbooks. Try to research on eBay, other secondhand sites. Amazon even does rental programs. Try to contact an upperclassman who hasn't sold their textbook and maybe buy it from them for a cheaper price. When you get into tuition prices, don't be like Daniel here and have no idea what the price is you're paying for 4 years or whatnot. And try to lock in a rate if possible. Don't have increasing tuition prices. And know your meal plan. Know the other expenses like lab fees and stuff like that that could surprise you. Really just try to, maximize your scholarships, maximize work studies, or possibly really low loans if possible. And that's a lot of possibles. And then the last thing was, just make smart decisions. And I guess as Dr. Mike says, stay happy and healthy.